Hi everyone, how are you? Ashley Amudzai, the Psychic Life Coach. I am so excited to spend another amazing Thursday with you for our Thought Leader Thursday. And our dear friend, Allie Reitz, she is the owner, the founder of Good Elephant, and I am so excited to have you on our show today. So thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and so Allie, I have heard so many things about her. I just heard from multiple people, you got to connect with Allie, I stalked her on social media. It was like, hey, we've got to connect. So I feel so honored that she's taken time out of her day to spend with us and share a little bit more about Good Elephant. So tell us, first of all, who are you and what do you do?
Okay. Well, hi, I'm Allie, and I am the founder of Good Elephant. And what Good Elephant does is we connect yoga and meditation and Tai Chi instructors with local spaces all across the country and hopefully beyond someday. And we offer pay what you can community classes in those communities. We have an app and our website. You can check out our schedule. It's goodelephant.co.
Oh, that's so good. I love it because you guys know the whole goal of Mediocre to Magical is elevating our lifestyle, our mindset, our heart set, our soul set, everything from mediocre to magical. And it's becoming more normalized now where people are excited to do yoga. They're excited to do Tai Chi. I mean, I was like, I didn't even know that was included. That's amazing. And same with meditation. And so, Allie, you're such a genius. And this is how other people have described you as well. And I was like, okay, totally, I got to meet her. But she's such a genius in being able to put this platform together so community leaders can gather. And for people who are interested in those classes and participating in them, they have a safe place where they can go and they know they're going to be supported, right? They're going to find the classes, they're going to be at a reasonable price or a pay what you can, whatever that looks like. And that's huge. That is what helps elevate us from mediocre to magical. So thank you. So let's talk a little bit about how you even came up with the idea of Good Elephant.
Well, so I started teaching yoga a couple years ago. So I haven't been a teacher very long by any means. And I immediately realized a couple of things that I didn't really like about how the industry is kind of going right now. Other than the kind of idea that yoga is this workout. And to me, it's a 2,000-year-old philosophy, a way to live your life.
Right.
And so I realized when I started teaching that, hey, I wasn't going to make a living teaching yoga because they were, I was getting paid about like $25 per class, and if you do the math, it doesn't quite work
That's
out.
a lot of classes.
Yeah. And so what Good Elephant does is we pay our teachers 70% of class revenue. And then I also realized just how many people were actually interested in coming to my classes, but were a little bit intimidated to come into the yoga studio because they didn't fit that, usual demographic at a yoga studio. Maybe they didn't look so good in the Lululemon pants.
Yeah.
And then just the number of people who couldn't afford a membership at the studio I was teaching at. So what I did is I started a community class at the local coffee shop because it was a family friend owned it, and she was like, yeah, we're closed on Sundays, just
Oh, so good.
yeah. So what we had yoga, and then we had coffee afterwards, and it was so cool because the people who showed up to that class, there was like half of them had never done yoga before. There were a bunch of men who came. Whoa. And we all hung out afterwards and had coffee, and it was so wonderful. And then that class has gone on for about 2 years. And over time you can see relationships happen, and it's just a really cool when you take it out of the studio and put it into a more welcoming, and I mean, not that a yoga studio isn't a wonderful sacred space, but for people who aren't quite used to that yet or not looking for that, these other places in the community are really a really great welcoming environment to try these proven practices that really benefit them.
I love that. And it's a safe space to unfold. It's a safe space to rediscover yourself, right? Because that's a lot of what yoga is.
Yeah.
Is you're like in a pose and you're like, I just had this breakthrough. You know?
Yeah. And that's really my whole mission of it, right? Is you know, every time that little aha moment happens, that expanded awareness happens, we grow a little bit.
Yes.
And in my head, it's like all these little lights lighting up, you know, every individual experiencing those moments of transformation. So Good Elephant's mission is just like simply to create as many opportunities for that as possible.
Ah, gold. That is so gold. So let's talk about your app. She has an app. When I said this woman is so amazing and your creative mind, like I have heard so many good things and I was like, you have an app? Like who even knows how to do that or what that looks like? But that is like driven by purpose and inspiration. You're like, I'm going to create it. So it's not just this platform that you can google.com or whatever it is, but it is like, let's have an app and it's easy and accessible. So let's talk about that.
Yeah, so, yay.
You're so humble and I'm like, she's awesome.
I'm a secret super nerd, and you know, one of my close friends, you know, he teases me, you like the technology part better than you like the yoga part.
It's like a little bit of both.
Yeah. So our app, you can download it on the App Store or on Android and Google Play Store. It's just called Good Elephant. It's a little orange square with an elephant in it. And then once you download, you can see the schedule of classes in your city. And you can sign up, you can save your card for payments and make it really easy. You can check in for classes so you don't even really have to do any kind of check-in when you get there. It's very simple at this point because it's very new.
It's good. Simple is good. Yeah.
Yes. But it does everything you need to find classes and check in and sign up and all that good stuff.
Oh, that's so good. And I love how you said in your city, right? So a lot of people who are in this group, people who are watching this like YouTube video, wherever you are, you're probably all over the world. And so Allie has created this like beautiful platform, created the app. But we had talked about before, like looking to expand this to a different city. So what is your vision for that?
So my vision for Good Elephant has always been to be like the Airbnb for yoga. Yay! And so in my head, it has always been in every city. Like you go travel and you know Good Elephant's gonna be there. You check your app and see what's going on. You know,
oh, so good. Yes.
So right now we've kind of built this platform, and all our technology is ready. We are ready to scale now. I am inviting anyone who's watching, if you're interested in helping us start our community in your city. We would love to hear from you. We're ready to collaborate with a bunch of different people. And actually this summer, my lease is up in about a month and I'm just gonna kind of be a nomad and go to anywhere that the universe tells me to go.
Yay!
Yeah, and kind of get things rolling. So yeah, if you're interested in starting it up, then definitely reach out. Well, I'll put my contact info on
Yeah,
here.
of course. Yeah, I'll have your contact information above and below, anywhere you could find it. When I had first met Allie, this is funny actually. It was at the Women's Entrepreneurial Symposium, and you and Priya, I know Priya's probably going to pop on here, and Matthew, you guys were doing classes in between the speakers, because if you're sitting in a symposium all day, you want to have some like stretches, and I was so impressed that you were there, like at UNR, like our huge university, for this huge women's symposium. What a perfect go-between like for that conference. And then I think there's like a lunchtime yoga or something. Like the vision for this is not only being in all of the places at any time, but it's also like that, being a part of bigger events. And I'm sure like with that, that's a bigger payoff too, right?
Yes, yeah, that's a whole, so we kind of have these two parts to our, we build this community of teachers, which is our most incredible resource. But then what we can do with that community is huge. We can go to conferences, we can go into businesses, We can go to festivals and do yoga. We're going to have our own festivals soon in our cities.
Are you guys hearing this? Like what you are a part of? This is like, this is by no means like a baby company or baby business, but it is growing and scaling so fast. Like this is something that you want to get in on now. Download your app ASAP. Yeah, that's really exciting. And I just remember sitting there being so impressed of like, holy heck, in front of however many people that were there, I'm like, you guys are really making a difference, right? That's the whole thing what it is. It's like mediocre to magical, making that magical impact in the world. And even if it's showing up at a conference with a bunch of stuffy people, no, not really, they're not all stuffy, but with people who are prepared to sit in chairs all day, like you get to show up. And I remember the practitioners that were up there, they're just like showing us our breath and tuning into your intentions. And it's like, we need that, whether you're a business owner or you're just a stay-at-home mom or you're whatever the demographic is. Like we need that reminder. And I love that Good Elephant allows you as a practitioner or you as a person looking to join a class like this to really just experience something different. So
yeah, that's what makes me feel really good about the conferences and the business part, is because it still totally aligns with our whole mission to bring this to people who might not have found it, because there were people in the conference that day who came up to me and Matthew afterwards like, oh my gosh, I've never done that before. And so it's like, there was a moment. It was awesome.
I saw multiple people in tears when Matthew got up there. Matthew's been in this group. Matthew, if you're watching, we love you so much. And after his meditation, people were crying. And it was just like a really brief meditation, but it helps unlock those areas that you wouldn't be able to really tap into until you found that stillness and really listened. So totally support the cause. You are definitely a thought leader in our community. So thank you so much for being here. And one last question. What would be your top tip for our audiences to elevate their lifestyle or their whole life from mediocre to magical? Top tip.
I would say my top tip would be partnerships. I've been reading a ton of entrepreneur books, and just through my experience with this company, it sometimes feel like you can do it yourself. You don't need anybody else, But it's so powerful to align with, companies and people who align with your values. Because, like when we go into a space to teach a class, we automatically tap into that whole space's community,
Yes.
So it's like this tree of awesomeness where your outreach gets so much huger when you align yourself with companies and organizations and people who have that same mission and that same values as you.
Yep, and that's a whole other layer of the benefit of this, because like I've been in my office this morning, and Allie, I was like waiting for her at the door, and I was like, my people, like that's so important to find your people. And if you have a slight tug on your heart and you're like, I'm kind of curious, I'm not sure, you will find your people at these events. And I have found, like, especially because a lot of my business, a lot of my clients, they're from all over the world. I'm behind a computer a lot, and then of course I have my family. But when I need to be fed, I need to be fulfilled, and I can listen to a podcast, and I can listen to a book. That's amazing. But what really matters is the community. When you have that heart-to-heart experience, like you can tell how excited I am, right? I'm just like, people, no. So that's another benefit of like joining the app, of checking out what classes are in your network and getting there. Because if you don't need the class or the event, the class needs you and your energy or your vibe, whatever that is. So happy. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment or reach out to either of us directly. We love you so much, and we wish you an amazing day full of amazing things. Right? Massive love, friends. Bye. Bye.